Hello everyone, and welcome back to Bald Eagle's Film Reviews. I saw something really interesting in last week's Equidistant 8 matches, and I wanted to revisit it more in depth. But where this play really starts is not in the playoffs at all. This play comes about because of something that happened way back in Week 3, so that's where we're going to start our film review. This is Game 2 of a matchup between So Long and Thanks for All the Caps in red, and By Curious in blue. There's about 10 seconds left, and the game is tied, thanks to a late cap by So Long and Thanks. Now the player I want to focus on here is Bogey. See how he boosts across the map here to start blocking in those team tiles? That boost gives him enough momentum to hold the block on Jukedo throughout the neutral team tiles, and what results from this is not only does he block Jukedo out of the play, he actually blocks him out of the playoffs, because if this game swings the other way, Pacurius would have a chance to leapfrog So Long and Thanks for that last playoff spot. So, because of that, instead of playing in the Equidistant 8, Jukedo is streaming them. Now, this shouldn't come as a surprise to anyone, because Jukedo has been a consistent streamer throughout the season, and has been looking to build his audience throughout the season. You might remember earlier in the season, he set a new desert golfing 18-hole speedrun world record, and good for him. So it's no surprise to see him behind the microphone for this Equidistant 8 matchup between the heavily favored What Can You Dinos, and the underdog So Long and Thanks for All the Caps. Now we know how the latter team got here, and we know how the streamer got here, but we haven't gone over how the Dinos got into this position, and the answer is pretty simple. They grabbed. A lot. ASAP Caplord and Gargantua are the only two players to have grabbed at least 500 times this season. Caplord's 622 grabs are enough to slot into the record book among other seasons with far more minutes. Normalized to a 400-minute season, his 888 grabs shatter the record, which was set by himself last season. So the Dinos grab a bunch, and they cap a bunch too. Garg and Caplord are both among the top 3 in caps. That's resulted in a top seed and a lot of jokes about grabbing. So many jokes, in fact, that when Jukedo mentioned in the Pacurious Discord that he would be streaming this game, I suggested he take a drink every time ASAP grabs. That would of course be suicide, but Jukedo countered by suggesting a dab for every grab. It's now Game 7, and he's done a lot of dabbing.
Also, I'd like to apologize again to the people watching for being too distracted by ASAP's grabs to make any insightful comments.
Now a dab is a popular dance move executed by flinging your arms upward in one lateral direction, while ducking your head in the opposite direction. It's a very simple maneuver, which is why you see a lot of white kids on the internet doing it. But there is a problem with Jukedo's plan. You see, he's streaming this from his dorm room, and there's not a lot of space in the room. He even says this himself in Discord, but he does say that he'll be able to mitigate the problem. Still, that's something to keep in mind. So let's look at the play that's about to develop. First, take a look at the series. It's Game 7, so whoever wins this game is going to move on to the next round of the playoffs. So Long and Thanks has won 2 of the previous 3 games on market, so they're clearly comfortable on this map, and that's reflected in the scoreboard. With a little more than 6 minutes to go, they're up 4-1. So that means the Dinos have some work to do, and to get started, they'll have to do what they've done all season: grab. ASAP is down at the bottom of the map with his temporary offensive partner Omar, and with the 2 defenders stacked up vertically on the flag, there's a small opportunity for ASAP to try for a rub grab. That is, of course, exactly what he's about to do. So much has led to this moment. The block in Week 3 determining a narrow playoff race. An 8-seed underdog looking to topple the best team in the league. A team that's made its way to the top seed by grabbing relentlessly, now needing to grab once again to keep their championship hopes alive. And a streamer trying to build an audience, determined to dab for every grab. Welcome to a moment in history.
Ah, shit! I hit my monitor, and the camera just...
Oh my god.